Students, myself Swati Thakre, your science teacher. So students, how's your study going on? I hope you are doing well. Okay students? So students, in the previous session we have learned that or we have revised the lesson number 9, that is force. So what we have learned in the previous session? We have revised that what is a force, what are the types of force, and how these forces are applicable in our day-to-day life. Okay. Now in today's session we are going to revise the lesson number 11, that is pressure. Okay students. So here pressure and force, these two terms are interconnected with each others. That's why I just revised this chapter after that lesson number 9. So why these two terms are interrelated with each others? Okay. So this we have to see in this today's session. Let us start student. What is pressure? See students, the first definition is about the pressure. So in the lesson we have already learned about what do you mean by the pressure, but just we are here revising that pressure is nothing but the force per unit area. Force per unit area. So see students, here it is the figure where this is the block which is placed over that table or on the surface, and that on that surface that block exerts a force. Okay, so what is the definition of force? Force per unit area. So that block applies the force on the certain area of this surface. Okay, so the formula for the pressure is equal to force upon area. Okay, so pressure is denoted by P, capital P, which is equal to force is denoted by capital F, and area is denoted by capital A. Okay, so students, see over here. Here it is the picture where one boy applies a force with the help of hammer on the nail. Okay, so there is the nail, and at the other side there is something other object. Okay, so how much amount of force is required over here students? Okay, so that force which is exerted on the unit area means, suppose students, that person exerts a force with the help of hammer on that nail, so the force exert on the surface of that nail. Okay, on that topmost surface of the nail. So that process, that means the exertion of force on any unit area, that equally known as the pressure. Okay, now the unit of pressure, the SI unit of pressure is Pascal. Pressure is also measured in the unit Newton per meter square, as the force has the unit, that is Newton, area has the unit meter square. So the whole pressure unit is known as Newton per meter square. But the SI unit for the pressure is Pascal, which is denoted by capital P small a, PA, Pascal. Now there are certain students which thinks that the force and the pressure, both the terms are same. When we apply the force, that means we exert the pressure. So students, see what is the exact difference between the force and a pressure. So you will get idea about what is exactly a pressure. See, this is the picture where in A case, force is the weight of the book. See, that is the book which is held in the hand. So where the force is applied on that hand by the weight of book. Okay, and in the B case, pressure is the force per unit area. Pressure is the force per unit of area. So in case of B, the pressure felt from the book when it is placed on a pencil. Okay, when you place the book on your hand, the force is exerted, not a pressure. We cannot feel the pressure of that book, but when the pressure is felt when the book is placed on a pencil. Okay, so due to that pencil, the pressure is exerted on your hand, but at the specific area. Okay, so it is nothing but the force per unit area, and which is collectively known as pressure. So it is the basic difference between the force and pressure. Now the next one topic is pressure which is exerted by the solids. Okay, just we have seen one example, that is the hammering to the nail. Okay, so students, nail, it is solid one. Whenever we hammer the nail, at that time we exerts a pressure. Okay, so what the pressure occur in case of solids is, see over here students, pressure exerted by a solid is downward. Whenever the pressure is exerted by the solid, it is not all over the direction only. Okay, so it is down. Think of this way. Suppose here, see over here, when you put a book on a desk. Okay, suppose you have to put a book on a desk. What will happen, students? The pressure exerted by the book is on the desk, not on the opposite side or not on the upward. Okay, so the pressure only acts over here on the downward side. Whenever you place any book on the table, at that time the pressure is exerted in the downward side, not upward side. Okay students, so the pressure it is exerted by solid is down. See over here, here it is a solid block, solid rectangular block in the figure 11.1. Okay, so as it is solid, all of you know that the properties of solids have a definite shape. So here we have to consider this rectangular block. Okay, and if a force is exerted in a direction perpendicular to the top surface of this block, what will happen? Then this force will be transmitted along the bottom surface. Whenever you exerts a force on the topmost side, what will happen? The force will be transmitted along the bottom surface, and there will not be any force on the other surfaces of solid block. Means where you exerts the force, only that area feels the pressure. Okay, not other areas. So in this case, here there will not be any force on the other surface of that solid block. Okay, so students, here solid also so the pressure is also exerted by the solids on any kind of surface. Now here it is the second example, which is regarding the footprints. Okay, so you must have seen your footprints when you walk through the sand, when you walk through the sand or on a wet solid surface. What you will observe, students, over there? So the footprints are the impressions which are created by the feet when they press on that surface. Whenever your feet pressed on that surface, at that time there occurs the footprints. So these are the impression which are created by your feet. Okay students, so the force that exerts pressure in this case is your body weight. See, in case of footprints, the force which is exert pressure in this case is your body weight. So what is that? The force of gravity which acts vertically downward means the weight of you, okay, that exerts a pressure on the surface where you touch your feet, and that's why here occurs the impressions of these footprints. Okay, so this is also the another example where the pressure is exerted. Now students, here it is the activity by which we can say that the pressure is exerted by the solid. So see over here how it is. See, we have to take two nails and a wooden block. What we have to take? We have to take two nails and a wooden block. Carefully try to fix the nail in the wooden block. What you have to do? You have to just try to fix the nail in the wooden block. One from the pointed side and one from the head side. Okay, there are two sides on the nail. One is the pointed side while another it is the head side or the blunted side. So whenever you try to fix nail in the wooden block from the pointed side, it is easily get entered into that block. But whenever you try to fix that nail in the wooden block from the another side, that means from the head side, what you will see student over there, you really require more force, but really applying that more force, that nail can't go easily in that surface of wooden block. So why this is so? See students, it is easier to fix the nail in the wooden block from the point side, but while it is almost impossible to fix it from the head side. So a nail has different area on its two ends. Okay, nail possesses different areas. The pointed area possesses small area. Okay, and the other area, that is the head side, possesses the little bit more area than that of that small area. So a nail has different area on its two ends. On the pointed side, the area is very small while it is much larger on the head side. So when a force is applied with a hammer in a direction perpendicular to the nail's surface. See students, over here, whenever you apply a force with the help of hammer in a direction perpendicular to the nail's surface, what will happen? Then the pressure exerted by the same force on a pointed tip of the nail. Okay, because that pointed tip of the nail possesses small area, and due to that small area there will be the much larger force applied over there than that of the force which is applied on the head side, because that head side possesses the large area. Thus, the pointed side can easily be fixed in the wooden block easily, and it is because of this reason that one end of the nail is made pointed from one side. Okay, so the broader head of the nail makes it easier to apply force on the nail. Okay students, so this is the difference where we can say that the pressure is exerted by the solids, but here what we have seen students, as the area is small, the pressure exert is large. Why this is so? See over here, what is the formula for the pressure? The formula for the pressure is force per unit area, means force upon area. As we apply the pressure more, the area should possess small. If area is small, then pressure is more. That is, pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Okay, so from this we can say that pressure exerted by the solid. Now here it is next activity. See students, try to cut a refrigerated ice cream brick with both the sharp end of the knife and blunt end of the knife. See students, what we have to do over here, first we have to cut the refrigerated ice cream brick. Okay, with the help of sharp end of the knife and also the blunt end of the knife. So you will find that it is difficult to cut the ice cream through the blunt end. Okay, and however, the cutting the ice cream through the sharp edge side of the knife is much easier. Just in case of vegetables, whenever you cut any kind of vegetables or any fruit with the sharp end, it is really easily cut by that sharp side. Okay, but whenever you cut the fruit or any vegetable with the blunt end of the knife, so it is really getting difficult to cut that fruit or any vegetables. So why this is so, students? So the blunt side of the knife has larger area than the sharp edge side. Okay, students. So what is the reason behind over here? It is the blunt side of the knife has larger area, okay, than that of the sharp side. So whenever there is a small area, the pressure exert will be more, okay, and whenever the area is more, the pressure will be less. So since pressure exerted by a given force varies inversely with the area. So when same force is applied on these two surfaces, the pressure exerted by sharp edge side will be much larger than the exerted by the blunt side. Okay, here area really matters because here exactly pressure, what is pressure? It is force act on the unit area. So area really matters whenever you exert a pressure. So if the area is small, the pressure will be the greater, and if area is larger, then the pressure exerted by it will be smaller. Okay, students. Now, what are the factors which affects the pressure? Just we have seen over here, the first main factor is the area. As there is a small area, we require the large pressure. Okay, as there is small area, the pressure is required very larger. Second one is more the force, more the pressure. Okay, if we apply the more force, then more pressure will exert over on that object. So this is also the factor, that means force is directly proportional to the pressure, means that if we increase the force, then the pressure will also get increases, and more the area, less will be the pressure. If there is area is more, then what will happen, students? The pressure which is exerted on that object will be less. So these all are the factors which affecting the pressure. Now next one is, see students, here we have just seen over here about the pressure which is exerted by the solid. So we just solve the pressure problems regarding this. See over here one example, a force of 10 Newton acts over an area of 2 meters square. So what pressure is exerted by a force? So students, what is given over here? The force is given over here. What is that force? Force is 10 Newton. Okay, that 10 Newton of force, it acts on the area of 2 meters square. There is 2 meters square area where the 10 Newton force is act. So here we have to see how much amount of force is applied over here, or how much amount of pressure is created by that force over here. So for that purpose, we first what we do over here, we use the formula pressure is equal to force upon area. Okay, therefore pressure is equal to, what is force? Force is 10 and area 2. So 10 upon 2, that means 5. So which is equal to 5 Pascal. Okay students, so the answer for this problem is 5 Pascal of pressure is created by the force which is of 10 Newton applied on the area of 2 meter square. Now next one is the pressure of liquid. Just like solid, students, the liquid and gases, they also exerts the pressure. Okay, so how they exerts pressure? See over here, the pressure of the liquid in a container increases as the depth increases. Okay, in case of solid, the factor matter is the area. Okay, in case of solid, which factor matters? Really, area. But in case of liquid, there matters the depth of that solid, depth that of liquid. Okay, so the depth of the liquid is matter over here. See, the pressure of the liquid in container increases as the depth increases. See students, the pressure of liquid exert in all the direction except up. See, in this figure, whenever the pressure is exerted by the liquid, at that time it exerts in all the direction but except upward direction. Okay, except upward direction. Here we have also seen in our regular lectures that liquid also exerts pressure upward. You also raised one question that whether the liquid only exerts pressure to the downward side and in other directions and not on the upward side. So students, this is not so. Liquid also exerts the force on the upward side, but that force is nothing but the beyond force or the buoyancy. That means the which is the force which is exerted by the liquid on upward side, that is buoyant force. Okay, so this is all the pressure of liquid. See students, here it is the activity from which we get clear idea about how the liquid exerts a pressure. See, what is this activity? Fill up a bucket with water. Okay, that bucket is filled with the water and try to push an empty glass tumbler in inverted position into the water. What is that? Empty glass tumbler, and we have to invert that empty glass tumbler into the water with water in the bucket. So what do you observe students? It appears some force which is resist the entry of the glass tumbler. The glass tumbler will not easily enter in that water. Okay, for entering that glass tumbler into the water, they require a pressure. Okay, so we really feel that there is something force which resists the entry of this glass tumbler into the water. So since there is water in the bucket, it means that water exerts a force and thus pressure on that glass. Okay, so from this experiment, what we can conclude that it shows that liquid exerts a pressure. So students, this activity is really very easy. You can also do at your home this activity. Okay, these appliances means the glass tumbler, bucket, water, these are easily available at your home also. So you just not to study these things, you just study these things by the practical view. Okay students, not a theoretical way. You have to feel that whether exactly liquid exerts a pressure or not. Do practical, do practically. So by this activity you will get idea about, yes, really water exerts pressure and how it is feels. So you feel by practicals also. Next one is the activity 4. Stretch your hand with the palms open. What you have to do? Stretch your hand with palms open. Ask your friend to keep an empty plastic water bottle on your left palm. What is done over here? You have to first stretch your hand with the palms open. Then ask your friend to keep an empty plastic water bottle. Empty plastic, not filled with the water. Empty plastic water bottle on your left palm and a water filled bottle on your right palm. Okay, means on your right palm there is a fill of water bottle, and on the left hand palm there is the empty bottle. So do you feel any pressure on your palms? Yes, students. So these are the activity which really means you get after doing the practicals only, not theoretically. So students, you have to do each and every activity as you possible at your home. Okay, so what will happen to your palms, or what your palms really feels, that the pressure, so the pressure exerted by water filled bottle on the hand appears much more than the empty bottle. Really students, the empty bottle does not exert as pressure as that of the water filled bottle. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to replace water in the bottle with an oil. Now what we will do, instead of water filled bottle, we use the bottle which is filled with the oil, and repeat same activity. So do you still feel the pressure on your right palm, students? Yes. Why? Does it means that liquid exerts a pressure? Yes, students. It shows that liquid exerts a pressure on the bottom of the container. That's why your palm feel a pressure. Okay. So, if there is an empty bottle, that empty bottle does not possess any liquid, so your hand doesn't feel any pressure. So from this activity, what we conclude over here, students, that the liquid exerts pressure on the bottom of the container. Next one, see students, over here it is the water, it is the bottle, or it is suppose one chamber like structures. Okay, so what you have to do, or any you have to take any bottle at your home, make a small size hole on the side surface of the water bottle. You have to make a small surface on the surface of the bottle and close the hole by passing sellotape on the hole. First you have to make the hole, and you have to close that hole by a sellotape before filling the water. Okay, now after that you have to fill water in the bottle and remove the sellotape from the hole. So what you will see, student, over here, yes, you will see that the water get stream out of the hole, just like shown over here in this picture. See students, when you remove the sellotape which is attached to that hole, what will happen? The water in the bottle gets floats down. Okay, that water in the water bottle gets stream out. So what is forcing the water to come out of the hole? Okay, so why this water really comes out from the hole by very much force? Okay, so what is exactly that? That is a pressure which exerted by that liquid on the surface of the bottle, on the surface, on the wall of that bottle, there is a pressure which is exerted by the liquid. When you hold that surface, that liquid goes out from that bottle very pressurely. Okay, very pressurely. So it is the pressure which is exerted by liquid on the surface of bottle which is forcing the water to come out of the hole. So to feel the pressure exerted by the water, what you have to do, you have to keep your finger on that hole, and you will feel a push on your finger. A certain push is feel on your finger. Okay, student. So from this experiment also we can conclude that the liquids also exerts a pressure on their wall. Here it is the next activity, students, which is regarding also the liquid. See over here. Take a glass tube, open from both sides. What you have to do? You have to take a glass tube, not a test tube. Okay, glass tube which is open from both the side, about 50 centimeter long and 6 centimeter in diameter. Okay, tie up a stretch rubber sheet on one end of the tube. At one end of the tube, what you have to do? You have to just tie up a rubber at one end, but keep the tube in vertical position, and keep that tube in the vertical position. So first fill 1/4. First what you have to do? You have to fill that tube 1/4, then second half, and then 3/4 of the tube with water. And observe the change in bulging shape of the rubber sheet in this case. See here, the first one is the 1/4. First one tube is filled with the 1/4 water. Second one it is the half, and third one it is the 3/4 of water filled over here. So what are your observations, students, over here? As the height of the water in the glass tube increases, the bulge which is produced in the rubber sheet get also increases. Okay, means as there is the water amount very largely, what will happen? The pressure which is exerted by the water is also increases. So this is because water in the glass tube exerts pressure on its base. Okay, that's why that rubber tube, that rubber sheet also bulge more in shape. Okay, hence this activity shows that the pressure exerted at the bottom of container increases with the height of liquid column in the container. As we increase the height of the liquid column, the pressure will also goes on increasing in that column due to the water. Okay, so from this we can also say that liquid exerts a pressure. See over here, students, next activity which is also related to the water. See, make 4 small size holes at same height on side surface of the water bottle. What you have to do? You have to take a bottle and make small sizes of holes at same height. Okay, at same height on the side surface of the water bottle, and close these holes by using the cello tape on them. Okay, afterwards what we have to do? We have to fill water in the bottle and then remove these all the cello tapes from the holes. So you will see water stream coming out of the holes, just like seen over here in this figure. See over here, students, the water streams get coming out from that water bottle. So are all water streams falling at equal distance from the bottom? See, students, over here, as these streams are really comes out at equal distance from the bottle. Yes, why this is so? So students, what happens when water in the bottle becomes half of its initial level or initial value? This is also matters. So what is do over here? The water streams coming out of the holes falls nearer the bottle. Okay, the water stream which is coming out from that hole falls nearer the bottle. So however, distance of fall of all the streams from the bottle is still equal. It still equal. So what does it really mean, students? It means that given height of the water in the container exerts equal pressure, because there is equal height of all the four holes which are placed over that bottle. So given height of the water in container exerts equal pressure on overall side surface of the container. That is, liquids exerts equal pressure at the same depth. Is there is the same depth, so the liquid exerts pressure equally. Okay, so this activity proves that liquid exerts equal pressure at same depth. Now, next one is the activity number 8. What is that? Here we have to also make the holes on the bottle but not at the same height. We have to make small size holes at different height. Just like suppose this is mark A, then B, then C. Okay, the topmost hole it is marked as A, the middle one hole marked as B, the bottommost hole marked as C. Now on the side surface of the water bottle, and again we have to close that holes with the help of sellotape, and afterwards fill the bottle with the water. After filling water in the bottle, what you have to do? You have to remove that sellotape from the holes. So you will see water streams coming out of the holes as shown in the figure. But the difference is that as we compare the previous activity with this activity, what we will see over here, see students, the water coming from the A hole, okay, the level of water see over here, and the distance of water stream goes, see students, as in case of A it is very less, in case of B it is little bit more, and in case of C as the height is more, the stream falls in the less amount, or it is covers less area. So why this is so, students? Are all the water streams falling at equal distance from this bottle? No, exactly not. Why? The stream from the hole A falls nearer than the stream from the hole C. Okay? Than the stream from the C falls the farthest from the bottle. So, what does it mean, students? It means that pressure inside the bottle is maximum at the hole C, which is lowest at the height. Okay, this C point have the low height. Okay, but as there is the less height, the pressure of water is more because that stream goes very farther. Okay. So, in this case, what we will see? We will see that the pressure inside the bottle is maximum at hole C, which is at the lowest height from the bottom, and is minimum at hole A, is that the maximum height from the bottle. So, from this what we can say that the pressure inside the liquid increases with the depth. As the depth is increases, the pressure also increases. Okay, students? So, what are these factors which we seen in the previous 4 activities of liquids? See, what are the factors that, see, liquid exerts pressure on all the surface of the container. Pressure exerted at the bottom of the container by the liquid is increases with the height of liquid column. Okay, whenever we increase the height of liquid column, the pressure exerts at the bottom also get increases. The liquids exerts equal, sorry students, by mistakenly the spelling is wrong, so you just correct it. Liquids exerts equal pressure at the same depth. Okay, if there is the same depth or the same height, so liquid exerts equal pressure over there. And then fourth one, The pressure inside a liquid increases with the depth. As there is more depth, the pressure will be more. Okay, so this we have seen, these 4 points we have seen in from the previous 4 activities. Now the next one is the manometer. So what is manometer, students? Just revised over here. Manometer, it is the device. Okay, it is the device which is used to measure the pressure which is exerted by the liquid. Okay, whenever the liquid exerts a pressure and we want to calculate that pressure, how much amount of pressure is exerted by the liquid, at that time the device which is used to measure the pressure of liquid is known as manometer. Okay, here you have to remember that, students, manometer only measures the pressure of liquids. Okay, here I again give a idea about the pressure exerts on the liquids is measured by only the manometer. Okay, students, not other devices. This you have to remember over here. It consists of a vertical U-shaped glass tube. What is the shape of manometer? U-shaped glass tube which is filled with the water or mercury mounted on a stand against a mark scale. Okay, these two are the mark scale. In the one we fill with water, another we can fill with the mercury. Okay, we can use either liquid or mercury or any other liquid. Also here in this case they used the mercury. Okay, so one end of the U-tube is left free and while other end is connected to the flexible tube. One end is connected with the flexible tube and one end is free. Okay, so students, the far end of the flexible tube is connected or joined at the point where pressure inside the liquid has to be measured. So what we have to do, the other end of that flexible tube is connected where the pressure inside the liquid has to be measured. Means suppose here at the one side we have to take a water in the container and we have to measure the pressure exerted by that water in the container. Then we placed over here that container and the tube which is attached to the other end of this manometer get dipped in that liquid. So the liquid pressure is measured in terms of the difference in the height of the liquid column. Okay, so when the pressure is exerted by the liquid, there is a difference of the liquid column over here, which is denoted by the height. First, we take the U-tube over here, students, filled with any kind of liquid. Okay, but that liquid should be filled in the equal level, not this like that should be filled in the equal level. But whenever we dip the flexible tube which is attached over the other end of this manometer, and that flexible, due to that insertion of flexible tube into the water, what will happen, the level in the manometer comes down at one side, and from that we can calculate the pressure in terms of height which is exerted by the liquid. Okay, so there are different types of manometers which are present nowadays, which can also measures the pressure which is exerted by the liquids. But here in this chapter you have to just remember two things. What are these? You have to remember that manometer, it is the device which measure the pressure which is exerted by the liquids. Okay, exerted by the liquids. And what is the construction of this manometer? It consists of a U-shaped glass tube which is filled with any kind of liquid, that may be mercury or kerosene, whatever may be. okay, mounted on the stand in the same equal marking, okay. By the difference in the height of the liquid column, we can calculate or we can measure the liquid pressure with the help of this manometer. Okay, so you have to just remember the construction and the device where it is used. Here it is also one problem. This you have to solve, students. See over here, a force of 500 Newton acts over an area of 10 meters square. So what pressure is created? Here also what is given? The force is given, area is given. You have to just calculate the pressure. The force is given here in the Newton, that is 500 Newton, and area in the meter square, that is 10 meter square. So you have to just put this value in that formula. Therefore pressure is equal to 500 upon 10. So the answer is, so whenever you divide 500 by the 10, what will be the answer? 50. So here the pressure which is created on that area is the 50 Pascal. Okay, you just try to solve these sums and the problems. Thank you, students. If you have any queries regarding this video, please feel free to ask me. You can send your mail or you can drop your mail to this mail ID. This is my mail ID. Also, students, here I would like to tell you that there are some students who doesn't drop their solved worksheets, solve their assignments or any practical writing work or any notes writing work. Okay, so all the students have to drop their any of the writing work in the Google Drive, the drive which is made for you. Okay, students, you have to just put that things which you have solved from the first video. All the worksheets which you have solved, all the assignments which you have done, all the homeworks that you have done, and also the notes which you have written, that all should you have to put in the Google Drive folder of your own, so that I can check that all assignments or worksheet or the notes and give you revert back. Okay, students, if any students have queries, they can send me the mail also, not regarding the worksheet or assignments. Okay, so don't send the mail of worksheet or assignments. You just put that solve worksheet notes on the Google Drive folder. Okay, students, now you have, but don't remember to comment in the comment box also, as it consider your present student. Okay, so please comment in which standard you are, in which division you are, okay, and whether you got this topic or not. Here we have just revised these all the topics. Okay, one topic is remain over here, that is the pressure which is exerted by the air. In today's session we have learned that about the pressure which is exerted by the solid as well as liquid, but the pressure which is exerted by the gases, it still remain. So in the next session this topic also I'll cover. Okay, thank you, students.